Two people drive the exact same new car off the exact same lot. One paid around $600 a month. The other paid closer to $350 for what looks like the identical car. The difference is not a better deal or a secret discount. It is that one of them bought the car and the other one only rented its most expensive years. Leasing is one of the most misunderstood decisions in the whole car world. And once you see what you are actually paying for, it stops looking like magic and starts looking like simple arithmetic. Here is the single idea that unlocks everything. When you lease, you are not paying for the car. You are paying for the slice of the car's life that you use up. A new car loses value fastest in its first 2 or 3 years, and a lease is essentially a contract where you cover that steep early drop, then hand the car back before you ever have to deal with the rest. You are renting the depreciation. That is why the monthly payment can be so much lower than a loan. On a loan, you are slowly buying the entire car. On a lease, you are only buying the part of it that disappears while you drive. Every lease payment is built from just 3 things. The first and biggest is depreciation, the gap between what the car is worth now and what it will be worth when you give it back. The second is a finance charge, the profit the leasing company makes for fronting the money and taking on the risk. And the third is tax. Understand those 3 pieces and the whole mysterious contract turns into something you can actually check. But 2 of those numbers hide a surprising amount of power, and they are where the real game is played. The most important number in your entire lease is one you might never even notice: the residual value. This is the leasing company's prediction of what the car will be worth at the end of the term, and it quietly decides most of your payment. Because you only pay for the drop, a car with a high residual, one that holds its value well, costs you less to lease, even if its sticker price is high. A car that is expensive new but predicted to lose value fast is brutal to lease, because you are financing a huge fall. This is why 2 cars with almost the same price tag can have wildly different lease payments. You are not paying for what the car costs. You are paying for how badly it is expected to age. The finance charge hides behind a deliberately confusing little number called the money factor. It looks like a tiny decimal, something like 0.0015, and most people have no idea what it means. But there is a simple trick. Multiply the money factor by 2,400 and you get the rough equivalent annual interest rate. So a money factor that looks harmless can quietly be an 8 or 9% loan in disguise. Dealers are not required to explain this, and many buyers never convert it, which means the interest cost of a lease is often the least understood part of the entire deal. If you remember one piece of math from this video, make it that one. There is one genuine, underrated advantage to leasing, and it is about risk. When you buy a car, you personally eat whatever depreciation actually happens. If the model turns out to be unreliable or the market shifts or values simply crater, that loss is yours. When you lease, the residual value is locked in when you sign. If the car ends up worth less than predicted, that is the leasing company's problem, not yours. You just hand back the keys. In effect, you have paid a bit extra for someone else to carry the uncertainty about the future value of the car. For some people in some markets, that trade is genuinely worth it. But leasing has a hard edge, and it is written into the contract. You never own anything. At the end, you walk away with no car and nothing to sell, and if you lease continuously, you have a car payment forever. There are mileage limits, and going over them triggers a charge for every extra mile. There are wear and tear fees for damage beyond what is considered normal, and leaving a lease early is often painful and expensive. The low monthly payment is real, but it is rented, not owned, and the rules for returning the car are where the costs you did not plan for tend to hide. Put it all together, and the answer is not that leasing is good or bad. It is that it fits a specific kind of driver. If you like a new car every 2 or 3 years, you drive a predictable and modest number of miles, and you value a lower payment and none of the hassle of selling later, leasing can genuinely make sense. If you keep cars for a decade, drive long distances, or want to own something outright and then enjoy years with no payment at all, buying almost always wins in the long run. The mistake is not choosing one or the other. The mistake is signing a lease thinking it is a cheaper way to buy a car when it is actually a completely different thing. So how does car leasing actually work? You are renting the fastest depreciating years of a car's life, paying a finance charge disguised as a decimal, and letting someone else gamble on what the car will be worth later. None of that is a scam. It is just a very particular financial product, wearing the friendly costume of a low monthly payment. The people who come out ahead are not the ones who lease or the ones who buy. They are the ones who understood exactly what they were paying for before they signed. Subscribe for more of the hidden economics behind the cars we drive.